All right, you guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's go. So what we're getting into today, we got some chicken breasts. I'm going to make some chicken and shrimp wraps with special sauce, including cheese and sour cream. So right now, the night before, as you know, I like to marinate my chicken. So I didn't cook this chicken until the next day, but the night before I got my extra virgin olive oil and I am just lathering up this chicken. I really believe in marinating chicken because it just makes the chicken taste 20 times, 30 times, 100 times better. If you've never tried to do it, try and do it. Like, just if you're gonna cook chicken, put something to the side and marinate it and just compare the difference between the marinated and the regular, taking it out the pack, cleaning it, and then seasoning it and cooking it. What I'm doing now is massaging the oil into the chicken. How I look at things with cooking is chicken is a living animal and the meat is a muscle. So massage that oil in, get it all into the tissues. That's how you keep your chicken very juicy and very moist. You guys, I'm turned up. You know, I always have my music in the background, so don't pay no attention to the extraness of my hands. With this chicken, I got a pack of chicken breasts. I got it from the store. We're gonna put some Italian seasoning on there. Back to the chicken from the store. So the chicken, I think the chicken was like $10 and you get like 7 or 8 breasts or whatever. When you're putting Italian seasoning on your chicken, please proportion it out because Italian seasoning will overpower every single thing that you put on the chicken. So that's why I took a pinch of it and returned to massaging my chicken. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to apply my second seasoning, which is Weber Kickin' Chicken seasoning. I love this seasoning. It is very universal for chicken. It does have a little bit of kick, a little spice. I kind of do like a blend of seasonings. Some that are mild, some that are spicy, and like balance them out in between. So we're going to put that on there, and then we're going to do the massage mechanism again to massage all the seasonings into the chicken. So every layer of seasoning that I put on my chicken, it goes through the same massage process. Now we're going to get into my lemon pepper seasoning. I am addicted to lemon pepper seasoning. I have to put it on chicken. Every time I cook chicken, I have to put lemon pepper seasoning on it. I don't know what it is, but the citrus just brings out something in chicken. That's why I mainly use it. And then it has the pepper in it. So like your base seasoning is salt and pepper. I don't eat salt. I don't put salt in my food because the seasonings that I use, it already has salt in it, so I just don't like salt. But I love pepper, so you'll see me put pepper. Now we're putting garlic powder, which is a must. You don't want to put too much garlic powder because that's a ingredient that will take over the entire meal as well. It'll take over the entire flavor. So you want to watch out for your Italian seasoning. You want to watch out for your garlic powder. If I didn't explain, you see there's a couple of whole chicken breast pieces. and then there's chopped up chicken breast, is because the whole pieces I used for another meal. For I made chicken parmesan with fried chicken with almond flour. I used almond flour, and it turned out amazing. But that'll be another cooking video that you can look out for. Now we're gonna get into my next seasoning, which is slap your mama. Don't slap your mama, for real. Don't do that. If it's like if she's like my mother, you're gonna get hit with a broom and a dustpan or something like that. But I love slap your mama. It has a subtle kick to it. It has a very when it's cooked, like when you char it, or if you use a skillet with slap your mama, it gives it like a good charred taste or whatever. I'm just trying to explain how it tastes to me. But I love slap your mama. I also love the color of it. So it gives a color that I like to see on my chicken. It's like an orangey reddish color. So now we're gonna get into our next seasoning, which is pepper. Told you guys I love pepper. Every seasoning layer we're gonna go through the massage technique. We're gonna go through because it's gonna marinate in the refrigerator overnight. Now sometimes you don't always have to marinate the chicken the day before. You can do it like maybe like an hour before, or maybe like, long as it's not like right when you're about to cook it. Because you want everything to settle into the tissue and into the muscles of the chicken. Now we have our Italian dressing, or you can use Italian marinade for your chicken. I like the flavor of this dressing. I always get the Olive Garden brand out of the store. Some people may be like, what in the world? Why is he putting this on the chicken? I definitely put this on the chicken when it's the day before, because the vinegar and the seasoned blend that's already in that, it is phenomenal once it gets into the chicken. Like once you open the container the next day, it smells so good. I need to really read what all ingredients that come in that Italian dressing, so like you can know what you're putting in, because I know like some people don't eat everything or whatever, but it makes a difference. I'm not doing the most when it comes to putting all these seasons on here. You want your meat to be very, very well seasoning. So now we got it all nicely placed in our bowl. We're gonna put our lid on, and we're gonna place that in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna revisit this on the next day. So now we have all of our ingredients together, including the spinach wraps, the chicken, the secret ranch sauce, the Mexican style cheese, the shrimp, sour cream, and etc. Now we're gonna get into cooking the chicken. So I love my skillet, you guys. I got this from Walmart. I think it was like $17 or whatever, but it's really good. It's very non-stick. It's easy to clean. It's easy to use. Somebody in my family keeps sticking it in the oven, but that's another story, because it works well in the oven as well if you need to put something in the oven to like finish cooking the inside of something. However, so we just moved into this new house. This is a side note, and this gas stove, I'm not really used to cooking on a gas stove, because most stoves now are electric. So this gas stove is super duper powerful, you guys. I had the heat on low, and it still was like charring my chicken. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna cook quickly, which I do not like to cook very fast. I like to cook slow, to take my time to make sure everything comes together. However, this gas stove was not playing with anybody. So with the chicken, back to the chicken, you want to do about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. That was difficult, once again, due to the fact that this gas stove was extremely hot. But it all worked out perfectly. I'm probably gonna give you a better angle on this. Here it is. All right, so we got a better angle on the chicken. This is the angle that I wanted. So yeah, so you can see it being charred, and it looks like it's burning, but it's not, you guys. I promise you it's not burning. Because if it was burning, I would have removed it off the fire and I would let it cool down, and like I would have just started over. So yeah, so I'm turning down the eye now because it's so freaking hot, which is good. You know, you want a good working stove or whatever, but that temperature is like literally half the battle when cooking. So at the moment, I'm demonstrating how good this skillet is, because all I'm doing is taking my tongs and I'm just scratching off the extra seasonings that was on the chicken that got kind of scorched to the pan. But yeah, once again, you want to do your chicken 2 to 3 minutes on each side. I never leave the stove, you guys. I never leave the stove because that's the quickest way for me to mess up what I'm doing. Now what I'm doing is, some of the pieces were a little thicker than others, and because the temperature was so powerful, I decided to go ahead and split those thick pieces so that the inside of the chicken can go ahead and get cooked, and that way the outside is not continually get burned. So yeah, you got to improvise when you're cooking, because you can control everything while you're cooking, but then sometimes things just get all out of whack. So, and another blah blah blah. Another key trait to cooking is you have to know how to multitask. You have to do multiple things at a time. Now, in my house, while I'm cooking, I have a lot of distractions. Like, people are talking to me, my mom's asking me to do stuff. So like, you really have to stay focused on what you're doing and multitask. After I removed my chicken, I made sure that it was cooked thoroughly through and through. Sometimes you gotta double look, triple look. This pan looks like, what in the world? Like, what? Looks like I can't cook, right? I took it and washed it, and literally it came back a brand spanking new, you guys. I didn't have to do no heavy scrubbing or anything like that. Then we got our next round of chicken that has just got started. I walked away, as you can see, but I really like turned off the eye. Like, I put it on really low, so it can cook, and then hopefully it won't char as bad as the first batch, but it still turned out to be great, guys. I mean, I like a little blackenedness on my food, okay? Now that our chicken is done, we are going to coat our pan with butter. The more butter, the better. I've cleaned this pan for the second time, you guys. You know, cleanliness is next to godliness. Really, I don't like to make a lot of dishes when I cook. So I will cook and wash dishes as I go. You know, that's just kitchen etiquette. We're gonna have our shrimp now. We have raw shrimp with no tail, deveined. Just dump all that goodness in there, you guys. I freaking love shrimp. I love seafood. We're gonna put some slap your mama on this shrimp. I know you guys are like, where's the obey? He has committed a crime. Where is the obey? Well, slap your mama to me is a good alternative from obey. I really do miss obey, but when I go into the store, you guys, I really can't ever find obey. So we're gonna do slap your mama. We're gonna do some garlic powder. You want to do 2 circles, and that's it. The reason why I put a little more, normally I would just do 1 circle, but I put a little more because that shrimp had just thawed out, so it's a little wet. So I needed to like over season it a little bit, because when that water cooks out, the seasoning is going to stick to the shrimp. Oh, look at that, we got another one going in. Okay, yeah. So the shrimp must have been really wet. I had to like really season it. Yeah, that's just a trick I do, you guys. If it's just thawing out, if it's still a little wet, still a little icy, I would do that. Just over season it, so when the water evaporates out, your food is really seasoned. With shrimp, you do not need to cook shrimp long at all. Shrimp, a lot of people overcook their shrimp, and I can't stand it. It's a crime to overcook your shrimp. Shrimp takes about literally 5 to, depends on your temperature, 5 to like 3 minutes, if that, to cook. So don't overcook your shrimp. You know your shrimp is done when it's in a complete curve. So when it's like a complete arch. So like as you see, the shrimp is changing color, is getting brighter. It is see, I'm moving it around to get the ones that's on top that haven't been cooked yet. But literally half of this pan is done. I know you people, like some people might be like, this dude is crazy, he's not cooking his food all the way. I am. It tastes juicier when you don't overcook it, or whatever. I do not like micro shrimp. So like if you buy jumbo shrimp and by the time you get done cooking it, it's the little mini micro shrimp, you've overcooked your shrimp like completely. Now that our shrimp is done, we're gonna move to our tortilla, which I have a spinach tortilla wrap. What I did was, because this pan, I washed it out again for the 3rd time. Because this pan is a nonstick pan, I didn't need to put any butter at the bottom of this pan while I put this tortilla on there. I just did a temperature check to make sure that it was warm enough to cook it but not burn it. But you guys, I still wind up burning it. Horrible. But I'm going to start with loading my wrap. So there's our cheese. I love Mexican style cheese. I love a good cheese blend. That goes a long way. I'm not a one type of cheese person. Side note, I really do need to cut down on cheese because I eat cheese entirely too much. So you guys continue to pray for me about that. Like and subscribe this video, you guys. I almost forgot to include that, but here it is. If you love my content and you like watching my videos, if you like hearing my amazing voice, just hit that subscribe button and turn those notifications on. So back to our meal for the day. We are putting in, I think I was getting the chicken and shrimp together at this point. Or, yep, I am. Look at there it is. It looks amazing in my good Tupperware, so I can easily store it away. So I'm checking the tortilla now. I'm like, okay, this is not at the crispiness that I want. So I turned up the heat just a little bit. You will see in a little while that was a big mistake. So as the cheese is melting, I go ahead and put my shrimp on. I'm gonna go ahead and put all my protein on. I was trying to make it very cute, so I didn't stuff it with shrimp like I normally would. And then I put my chicken in. Now I'm going to put my sour cream, all while it's still on the eye. That eye is still on. The cheese is still melting. And then now we're going to do the assembly. So I do not have any lettuce. I do not have any salsa. I know those things go with a wrap, an American style wrap. But I did wind up putting more shrimp and chicken. Well, yeah, so this didn't come together right. As you can see, my tortilla, Jesus. My tortilla is literally burned and it is super crunchy. Well, it's not burned, it's just crunchy and you cannot wrap it. So you guys, lesson learned with the eye, with the gas stove. Pay attention to your temperature and try not to rush it, because I was literally trying to rush this part. So everything is just comploding out of this wrap. Everything is just falling out. I still took a bite because it was still good. It's just that the presentation was off. So this is my second one. This is the one from my sister-in-law, Tangy. And I forgot on the first one, I forgot the special sauce. So there's the special sauce: shrimp, chicken, cheese, and sour cream. If you would serve this with something, I probably would serve it with like beans or rice, yellow rice or black beans. So yeah, we're doing better this time. There's our special Hidden Valley Ranch sauce. She's gonna tell me how it is. It's good. Okay. I think the sauce is what ties it all together. Okay. So I'm gonna put this recipe under my belt, y'all. I'm tired. I'm tired.